Okay, good evening. So today we will be seeing the remaining part of visualizing time series data. So today we will be seeing mainly all the visualizations and how to add different uh, labels and colors and using keyword arguments instead of adding separately, and how to use grid when we are plotting it. Now let's see. So before that, today, so let's go to yesterday's like a notebook because it's not connected. It's I have reconnected, but we have lost all the data. So I need to again. Send the data. Okay. Is it better now? So just because we have tested different headsets and it's working before fine. I just want to recheck. So yeah. So is it a voice still low, or should I just change the headsets? Because there is a huge noise getting from different headsets. So this is working better. So, yeah. So assuming it is fine now, just I am going forward. So yeah, so yesterday we have seen all the data importing and what is the data cleaning stuff. So just I want to reconfirm once, just checking whether my okay it is connected. Yeah, so just we need to rerun everything again because the our notebook got disconnected, so we need to load everything again. So just I'm rerunning again all the data yesterday's whatever we have performed. So, so employment benefits, Bitcoin price and Bitcoin shape, whatever we have the such data, and if you see here. So now yesterday we have seen right it's false when we didn't run it, but if we just run it now it will come true because we have reloaded the data. So similarly here nan values, so now we will be removing it, and then if I just rerun it again, so it will be false. Now the same thing we are converting from string to datetime objects. Yeah. So here we are doing resampling. We are converting daily data to monthly data. So and we're taking the last whatever available of the month end data. So let's come to our today's topic. So we will be plotting charts. So let's create a basic plot. I think we have already seen this. So let's go back here. So just we want to plot Tesla stock price against Tesla search. So and it will be using So here this we will come back to this later why we have created this one. So now against Tesla, right? So the similar, so we should be having two axes. So current axis we are getting one axis, and the second axis we are getting second axis. We are sharing the same x-axis, so that's why we are calling twin x. And then we are setting a label Tesla stock price. So this is Tesla stock price, and y label as stretched trend. So now we are just calling plots twice. So first one with axis 1 and the second with axis 2. So yeah, Tesla month. So because we already know it's having three columns: month, USD close, and web search. Three columns. So now we are x-axis as, because we are sharing the same x-axis. Now if you see, month is the x-axis and Tesla stock price and Tesla web search is the y-axis. So one, like y-axis 1, y-axis 2, we can say it like that, because we are creating two x-axis. So the same thing. So now if I just go to here, now let's style, because we already seen this, just via this refresher, you can say. So now what we will be using is color names. So if I just open this, I think we have already opened here color, yeah, and there is a color names matplotlib listed of name colors. So here we can directly pass BG or different colors having, or we can pass hexacodes. So whenever we select some thing, we will get a hexacode. So this is two websites very useful of our thing. So now going back, so what now what we'll be doing, we are just adding stylings, and then for both x-axis and the lines plots, we will be plotting, we are giving the colors to them. So instead of directly uh, passing in another line, we can actually directly pass in the keyword argument, like whenever we are plotting the data. So something like this, like color equal to color equal to. So similarly we are having this one. So the same thing, we haven't changed any this axis. So here we are passing a keyword argument color. So we are passing hexacode. Here we are passing directly color. Similarly here we are passing hexacode, the same hexacode whatever we are using for label. So for example, if you see this, these two are matching and this two colors are matching. Y-axis one label and stock price, web search, and y-axis two label. So now this is a small, if you see, it is actually a very small chart. So now if we go to next challenge, so this is because if we have observed from last few sessions, so we are mainly kind of doing challenge and solution kind of stuff, instead of going over all the like in previous sessions. What we used to do, we used to go over the topic and then the programs, and then we come here. So here but here in this, mainly we are just focusing on mainly the challenge. We are not going to basics, but we are just exploring all the I mean to say all the whatever available modes. For example, the charts or the colors, how to send, how to plot the charts, mainly using some scenario kind of stuff, giving the scenario, and then we are figuring out how to handle that scenario. So the same stuff here. So now if we can increase the figure size, so we have given 14 by 18, font size, X label, Y label, and rotate the X axis. So already we have seen the X sticks and the title. So as of now, there is for graph there is no title. We can give the graph also title, makes less chart thicker. As of now, very small less. So it's DPI value dots per inch. So by we can increase DPI value. So this is a term where we generally see in photography is pixels, something like that. So similar kind of stuff. So to increase to see much sharper pictures, and we can actually set x-axis and y-axis limits also. And this is plot.show is generally for Jupyter notebook and Google Colab notebooks. We don't need to use plot.show because this is an interactive environment. But if we are running the same code in PyCharm, then we should compulsory use this plot.show, otherwise the figure won't be displayed. So the same thing, if you just plot that figure, so here we are increasing resolution dots per inch. So we are plotting title and we are giving it a font size. So the same thing here, the same thing. So here we are passing the same color, so we are increasing again font size. So we used to pass, if you have remembered, we used to pass separately in the below, but as of now we are passing it in a keyword argument. So font size, the same thing here, we are passing the line width also in the keyword argument, and we are displaying, explicitly displaying. So even if you take this also, it will display in a Jupyter notebook or Google Colab notebook. But this is mainly for different editors where it is not a interactive environment like uh, uh, Google Colab or Jupyter. So because these two are mainly designed for data analysis and data visualization stuff, but other editors are not designed for that. They are actually designed for multiple developments. So now if you see our figure, our graph got increased, and we can see stock price, and we have title, and we have, and if you see here, it's the line width also increased, and we can able to perfectly see actually what's happening, like even the pixels. So this is just so if we resize the image or if we crop the image, similar kind of stuff. So it's like if we have good quality image and if we crop it, it's like it will be something like this. But if it's a good quality image, then if we, this is the main something like this. So because we have increased DPA dots per inch to clearly visible, so we have increased the resolution. So now, so yeah, it's done. So yeah, that's how what we did. Just we have mentioned what we did and what we have given. So yeah, so this is why this is important. So if I just remove that, and for example, I'm just removing this Control X, and just I'm running again. Our graph will be displayed. There is no thing. So there is no need explicitly mention. Again, just I am reiterating so that it will be remembered if we are using different editor uh, like PyCharm instead of using Jupyter or Google Colab. So now let's go to next step. Yeah, now we have limits, right? So as of now we haven't kept limits. So if I just go back here, set X limit and Y limit. So now the same. So the plot says this will be now this is the main where we are focusing on limits. So generally we can keep directly the x limit and y limit using max and min functions. So whatever we did in x-axis, so if you see it is a min function and max function, otherwise we can explicitly plus what is the 0 to 100 like axis set. So we have set only uh, y axis 1, we haven't set x axis to it automatically detects like if we haven't set that. So again if you see so minimum is 2011 and it's like 2020 max whatever data we have taken. So similarly, so everything remains same. So just we are setting uh, like upper limit. So it's like x-axis minimum limit like what to say 0. This is 0 comma 0. This is 0 comma 600. Similar kind of stuff. So 0 0 comma and this is 2020. Because if you see here, it is actually taking 20 and it's not uh, actually divided into different slots. So here if we have taken the correct max and minimum, so it automatically divides into equal number of intervals. Now so this is done for that. Now as of now we are not getting any warning because we are using Google Colab, but if we are using any Jupyter notebook using some Python 3.7 different versions, we might get this warning. So this is not exactly a warning, but explicitly which date time converter to use. So here because from pandas plotting we are importing to avoid warning message, we have to use matplotlib converters because we are plotting time series data in x-axis. Because if you see we have converted into pd dot to date time, so that's why. Yeah, so this is one thing. So now the next thing we will be seeing. So as of now we have x text, but if you see we have yeah. So for example this how many times, so between 2016 and 2017 there will be 12 months, right? So so how it will be minor tick marks and major tick marks. So if you see, so there won't be any as of now, there won't be any tick marks like minor tick marks. Major tick marks will be available anyways. So the minor tick marks, yeah. So how we will be getting this minor tick marks? So this is how we will be getting. So first step is importing dates. The first step we already seen yesterday. So we are importing matplotlib.dates as m dates. So where we have date plotting, we will be using this m dates, and we need a year locator and month locator objects. Yeah. So here under date formatter object. So if I just go back here, so here from m dates matplotlib.dates, we have imported as m dates, and then we are using years year locator and months as month locator, and date format is percentage y. So it is like only percentage y when we given it will give only as year format. So now, so how we will be plotting it? Now we will be seeing it. So just going back. So here everything is fine, like font size, xtext. So format. Okay, I think this one. Yeah, x-axis. Yeah, set major locator years, and formatter is years format, and minor locator is months. So it is like major tick. So it's like, for example, if I just go back to, or just we can explain here also. So here, this is the major tick mark. So that's why we are getting 2011 year date. So we are informing the x-axis, like we want the tick mark major locator as years and major formatter. So formatter is already we have seen it will be years. So generally we can like percentage y percentage m. So if you want to plot a date, for example date wise data also, so at that time you can give different formatters. We already seen date formatters much before, like percentage y percentage m, we already see that. So and the minor is months. So because we all, because we have located all the locators, now we have to run this, and the remaining everything else will be remain same. Yeah. So once we format the text, so remaining everything will be same. So the same thing, we haven't changed anything here. We are changing the same. So now if I just run this, yeah, stock market. So if we carefully observe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, there are 12 lines. So just going back to here. Okay, let's, okay, so here, so because we can see a spike at this point, if I just go back here, so there is a spike. If you see here, Tesla stock price thing, such trend, actually not stock price, the such trend actually goes up here around 2016 middle. At that time what happened, around March, so Tesla Model 3 was released, so which apparently caused the search volume to increase. So if you see carefully observe January, March, January, February, March, so around March 2016. Yeah, that's what we have mentioned, around 2016. So the search trend got increased. Now we are done with our Tesla visualizations. Now we are going to the same for Bitcoin. So we already matched the sample frequency. We have resampled it, right? We have resampled our data search trend and the Bitcoin stock price. Now we will be the same thing, Bitcoin new search versus resampled price. So So this is the challenge. We have to rename y-axis label to BTC price and y-axis limit and improve the appearance and investigate the line styles to make BTC a dashed line. So line styles, we can actually go through matplotlib thing, how we can use different line styles to plot it. So let's see. So there are multiple markers here. Line style equal to this one, like double slashes or something like this. We can actually try this. So that we will be doing this the same. So we will be copy pasting the same thing. So if we can just copy paste the same thing also here, it will be the same thing. So we will be changing our title. So and the axis everything is 45 degrees. Font says we are keeping everything as same. So the same thing. So now here x-axis set label, we are using another color, but stretch trend we are remaining as sky blue. So even we are using the same text formatter, and we are setting limits. So as of now by BTC monthly is so if I just go back, BTC monthly is the resample data. So this is the resample data. So we are taking this index. From that index, we are index.minimum, index.max. Now here the main thing what we will be thinking is, because we have two different data frames and how we will be plotting that. So it's straightforward. We can plot similarly. So in x-axis, like in first plot, we are using the same data frame index. Even in second also we are using the same monthly index, but from monthly we are getting close price, so monthly data frame, and here Bitcoin stretch data frame we are getting BTC new stretch. So yeah, so the main thing here changing is the line style. So this is again just for our purpose, we can bottom equal to 0, or you can directly give 0 comma 15,000 also, that's also works. So it's different kind of notations, so how to give limits for x, y-axis and x-axis. So similarly, so here the line style for first thing, like x-axis, like y-axis level BTC price is a dotted line. The stretch is like the same line, but we have marker where we have some points. So it is like dots where it is plotting actually. So here we can carefully observe the data. So here we have different marker points, how to know. So we have used this circle point. If you change to some try down, or for example a dot, triangle down. So if I just use V, let me just use V and rerun it. Yeah. So this is how it is changed. Think better, always better. So it is depending on different kind of plots, or how we are using it. So This is the just code we have. So if you see here, there is a huge price, Bitcoin price increased and even the stretch increased, but around 2017. So the price crossed increased, but the search trend remains the same. So yeah. So this is how we identify, like, depending on graphs, so which year and around which month, or around which year and month and quarterly basis, where what's happening around uh, that. So if we plot it daily, if we have daily data, we can plot it daily data also. So and to check the trends, what how Bitcoin is behaving. So the same thing, if we have stock price data uh, for last few months or few days, how from last few days how one any stock is behaving, we can actually take this kind of we can plot the data and where the stock price is going up, or where at which date got low, so that everything we can actually see in this type of graphs, like comparing. Because depend stock price mainly goes up and down depending on news searches, so that's why when you take stock price, better to take news search trend with that stock price, for example Tesla, or for example in India there can be Reliance, uh, or Tata Motors, something like that. You can take and search what's happening. So now we will be seeing next. Now Bitcoin is done. So now we will be seeing unemployment data, unemployment benefits data. So again, we are saying we will be copying the same thing, and then we will be using grids now. So the same thing, the figure size, the same thing. So we just changed a title, X change, X X remains the same. Y we are just so we have kept so whatever axis label to y-axis label, we have kept Fed UV rate, and the other thing remains same. So here we are giving purple, so this remains same, tickers, and here we are changing bottom top. So and again the unemployment month minimum, unemployment month maximum, we are taking x-axis, y-axis limits. So now the main thing is the grid lines. So this is generally matplotlib documentation, how to open a grid, like how to plot the grid, and what are the different styles, line styles, properties, how you can do. So as of now we are taking generally minimum. So we are plotting axis 1 grid, color gray, and line style is this one. So here again we are plotting the same thing using line style for an unprone unread. For such trend we are just plotting a line, instead of using, we are not using any marker here. So unemployment month x-axis, y-axis benefits stretch, color equals sky blue, line width equal to 3, line to, so line style we are just plotting line style like this. So yeah, so in axis 1 grid we are giving it as gray. So yeah, if you see here, it is very useful for us. So it's again depending on y-axis limits, how it is behaving, how it is if it is very huge, I think it's may not be necessarily to use grids, but it is very low, So where the employment rate is high, you can just check. It's around about 10, something like that. We can just check. So yeah, so this is the main thing we have changed. So around 2008, because there is we call it a financial crisis around 2008, 2010 middle. So like recession happened 2008, the great financial crisis. So that's why the unemployment rate goes very high. So that's how we can identify. So this is the same code what we have seen. So now this is again, if I just go back, 3-month rolling average of web searches. Plot the 3-month or 6-month rolling average data against the unemployment, actual unemployment. So here, if we have remembered rolling what we have did before, we have rolling mean before. I think a few sessions back we have used rolling mean to plot. So similar kind of stuff we will be using here also. So everything is the same. We are changing rolling, but everything else remains same. The flat rates. So here the main thing which changes is rolling DF. So here the month everything remains same, but we are changing the rolling window to 6 using mean. Window 6, like 6 months it will take. So it's like we are creating a slice of 2 columns, so where it is a benefit or stretch 100, and it is we are using rolling window to 6. We have used to 3, 6, 12, and we are taking it as mean, rolling mean. So the same thing, roll dot unf 100, purple line with line style. So similarly benefits unstretch sky blue line width. The same thing we have used. So because to normalize the spikes, we are using the rolling. So because it's very high spikes are there. So for example, if I just change it to 12, so it again there is directly very minimum spikes we are seeing compared to this. So if you see, it's very up and down, up and down, up and down, but it's like just going up and then just coming down, something like that. Very minimum spikes. But if I just change to 3, so now we will be seeing again spikes, but not very much like this. But yeah, we have calculated rolling average. So here we haven't kept any access. If I just want to keep access also, we can keep. Yeah, we have access also now. Yeah, now this is how we will be using the grid data. So on rolling, how we will be plotting rolling data. Because if you see multiple spikes, better we roll it using some window, then plot it, then we will see exact trend. So the same thing here we have given. So again now we have some 2004 to 2020 data. So The same thing, it's like financial crisis or pretty bad. We see how it around unemployment to go back when it's prior to crisis. How 2020 affects our analysis. So before that, we are having around 2019 data, but 2020. So whatever the data as we have given, it is having only up to 2020 data. So it's like including 2020, but before that, it is up to only 29 data. So now if you see, just I'm showing you. So this is up to 2019 data. So we are just loading now 2020 data. So we have converted the same thing and we are just monthly yes employment web search unit in 2020 including 2020. So there is nothing difference. So we are just plotting it x-axis, even we are not giving y limits also. Here we are just plotting it even red benefits, purple sky blue line width. Even we are not giving ticks also, ticks format also. So yeah, just we have plotted it. So if you see, it's gone very high again. Why? Because 2020 to 2020 is the COVID pandemic. So in that again there is a very high employment rate. So that's why it got very, again it got increased. So that's all about how to visualize time series data, how to convert to time series, and in graphs in matplotlib how to plot time series data against different search trends, different I want to say trends or rates. So as of now we have taken rates versus a search trend. So if we have any use case where we want to plot web search against new search, something like that, also we can plot using a time series data. You can directly get it from trends, Google Trends, and you can just make our hands dirty so that it will be very useful if we are going to use it in a real business use case. Yeah. That's it for today. Thank you.